I'm going to share with you how to relocate to New Zealand. How can you move to New Zealand? This question has been asked a lot on my channel, has been asked privately on my Facebook page and even my Instagram page. So it's time to address it. And do you know that how to move to New Zealand is currently trending on Google search? As of 5 days ago, it was reported that interest in this topic spiked amongst US internet users after Trump won. So it's a very good time to talk about it and share with you how you can move to New Zealand. In order to make this possible, have it in the back of your mind that you will have to put in some work. It's not just automatic, okay? And if you want to get someone to do that for you, you will have to pay for their services. But if you watch this video to the end, you will not need to pay anyone to do it for you. You'll find out that you can do it all by yourself. To relocate to New Zealand, the first thing you have to ask yourself is, what are you coming to New Zealand to do? What pathway do you want to use to move to New Zealand? Because there are different pathways. If you are not a citizen or resident of New Zealand, you will need a visa at some point depending on what you want to come to New Zealand to do. The route you are going to take to come to New Zealand will determine which of these visas you're going to apply for. Should it be residence visas or should it be a temporary entry class visa? And note that if you stay in New Zealand for a while on some temporary entry class visa, you could qualify to apply for certain residence visa. What do you want to come to New Zealand to do? The first thing you need to decide on is what you're coming to do in New Zealand. Popular amongst migrants is either you study or you work or you come and do some business or you come through family. If you are coming to visit, then you just simply need a visitor visa. But if you want to stay back in New Zealand to either study or work, then you will need to apply for the relevant visas. If you'll be going through study, you're in luck because I have a video that breaks it down into easy steps for you to follow to get that your student visa to come to New Zealand. If you're going through work, you're also in luck because I have another video on my channel that breaks it down into easy steps to follow to get the appropriate work visa to come to New Zealand. Same on my channel, I've discussed the various types of work visa that are available for you to use and come to New Zealand. Popular amongst migrants is the accredited employer work visa. So that is like New Zealand's common work visa. So when they say work visa, you're most likely talking about accredited employer work visa. Then there is a special temporary entry class visa. So things like diplomatic visa or domestic staff of a diplomat. That one will bring you to New Zealand for a period of time. Obviously, it's going to be the time that you are going to save as a diplomat or a staff of a diplomat in New Zealand. The visitor visa, the work visa, the student visa, and even the diplomat and domestic staff of a diplomat visa that I talked about are all temporary entry class visa. Under the work visa, like I said, there are different types: religious, accredited employer, or whatever. Go check out all those videos on my channel. I'm going to make sure I put the links in the description box as well, so you just click it and go directly to the video. Business can also bring you to New Zealand. So if you are a self-employed person or an entrepreneur, you can use your business to come to New Zealand. There are obviously certain criteria that you need to meet in terms of monetary values and the size of business and what you're going to be doing in New Zealand as well. So look into that aspect. Now we also have the residence visas, which means visas that will grant you residency in New Zealand. Popular amongst migrants is a skilled migrant resident visa. So under that, you have things like straight to resident visa, work to resident visa, workforce resident visa, even transport sector visas. These ones will give you residency guaranteed. Either you get it before you come to New Zealand, or once you come to New Zealand and work for a period of time, then you get it. However, the clause states that you need to get a job. Without a job, you cannot get those visas. And so there's also residence from work. So remember the temporary entry class visas, like the work visa I talked about. After working a certain time on those visas, you may be eligible to apply for residency based on the job that you've done and your time in New Zealand. So that's a residence from work. Then you can get residency through family. You must have had someone who is a citizen or resident already in New Zealand. So you have the parents or dependent child or even your spouse. So if you're married to a New Zealand citizen, for instance, once you have decided what route you want to use to come to New Zealand, the next thing is for you to start gathering your documents and get ready to apply. Most of these visas can be applied for online, and this is very handy for places that don't have embassy, like New Zealand embassy or New Zealand visa application centers. I've talked about what you can do if you are in that situation in a different video on my channel. So click the links in the description box to go and watch it. Gathering your documents, most of these visas may require you to show that you have a certain amount of money or enough money to sustain yourself while you're in New Zealand. And this is especially true for temporary entry class visas. For work visa, you would need to show proof of funds because you're coming here to work. So your employer will be paying you. So they already know that you're going to be making money. The only thing they need to check is how much money are you going to be making. And they use the New Zealand median wage as the baseline. So the amount of money that you're going to be making has to be at least New Zealand median wage. If you choose to come to New Zealand via the work route, you will need to get a job first. Everything has been so tightened. Before, under skilled migrant category resident visa, you could come and then look for the job. But now they want you to get the job before even coming. All the work routes now have been done in such a way that you have to get that job before you even start the process of applying for a visa to come to New Zealand. So that's the hard part, and that's where people lack the patience to wait, because some people will keep applying for a year and they don't get the job. Or there are some people that apply 1 month, they get the job. So this is where your patience is tested. And that is why you see some people who look for quicker routes, and that's where people end up being scammed, because agents will tell them that, oh, you can use NZETA to come to New Zealand, when they know that NZETA is not a visa. And I've talked about this again in 3 different videos on my channel. So click the link in the description box to go and learn, so that you don't give your hard-earned money to one riffraff. There are people who come on a visitor visa and then decide that, oh, I really like New Zealand, I would like to stay. You cannot stay beyond your time on a visitor visa. And while you're on a visitor visa, there are certain things that you cannot do. For instance, you cannot work. You can study, but not more than 3 months. So when you're on a visitor visa, the idea is that you're coming here to enjoy the country, spend your money, meet new people, even attend a job interview if at all, and then you go back. So it's for a period of time. Now, if you come and decide that I would like to stay in New Zealand, you will need a relevant visa to keep you there. And it's either you get a study visa or you get a work visa. If you use a visitor visa to come and see your family, for instance, your spouse, then within that time frame, your spouse can organize to get you a visa based on family. If you also have a spouse here that is studying or working, there are some visas that you can get based on your spouse to come to New Zealand. For instance, partner of a student work visa, partner of a worker's work visa, and stuff like that. So look into that instead of just applying for visitor visa and coming and realizing, oh, I should have done this. So explore that option. In summary, to relocate to New Zealand, to move to New Zealand, you will need to first of all decide what you're coming to do in New Zealand, and that will determine the pathway that you will use to move to New Zealand. Once you have decided that, you need to gather all your documents, and in gathering your documents, you may need to apply for jobs or apply for admission. That is still part of gathering your documents. You may also need to start saving money to show proof of funds. That is also part of gathering documents. And once you have all your documents intact, you go ahead and apply for the relevant visa that will bring you to New Zealand. Pay for the application fee. Now, New Zealand has made it such that most of their visas can be applied for online. And this is helpful for where you don't have an embassy or visa application center. If you want to learn how to apply for visa where you don't have an embassy or visa application center, I have a video on my channel. Link is popping up right now. I'm going to put it again in the description box. Go check that out. Once you apply for your visa, all you now have to do is we wait. We wait and we wait and we wait. Now, visa time, average processing time varies depending on the type of visa that you are applying for. Immigration New Zealand has made it easy such that periodically they publish the updated processing times. So make sure you check out those times on their website. Once that is done, your visa is approved and you're ready to move to New Zealand. It's as easy as ABC. I hope I've simplified this enough for you to know. Once again, I have different videos on my channel talking about very specific topics on the types of visas, or how to move if you are using a student route, how to move if you are using a work route. If you have any questions, pop that in the comment section and I'll do well to reply you, or someone in the community will reply you. Once you arrive in New Zealand, you may be surprised about certain things depending on where you are coming from. If you are coming from very big cities, just have it in the back of your mind that New Zealand is a small country. We are just slightly over 5 million people. That is less than the population of my state in Nigeria. So you can imagine. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button to join the community. Stop wasting your time because there is good content here. Click the thumbs up button to like this video and also share it to your friends and people you think need it. It's your girl, the Sassy Engineer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.